Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jumpin here. This is going to be Mass Effect 3 gameplay commentary. Today, I'm going to be using the human soldier once again. This time it's going to be on Reapers though, so it's going to be a little bit change of pace. Definitely going to be a lot of fun. I'm also going to be using the Fast 10 with Incendiary Ammo 3. That's pretty much the biggest difference that you will notice in this gameplay. Everything else is the same, the build's the same, so if you didn't catch the last video, you can pretty much get the build. If you just click on this link up here, but it's definitely, like, Human Soldier's definitely a lot of fun to play with. It's they have reamped this character a while back. I don't know when they did it, but or how many updates ago they did, but it's kind of crazy and it's a lot of fun. Now, the only downside to this character is this is definitely a amazing and a lot of amazing silver character compared to gold. On silver, your frags will definitely kill everything a lot easier, and you'll have a lot easier time, like dealing with the enemies. But on gold, it's still very it is still reasonable. The only downside is just you really need your grenades. The frag grenades are one of the best grenades in this entire game, and if you have to run around and grab them the whole game, it can get a little repetitive, a little annoying, and you really do need them. Now, in this video, I'm also going to be the same level. I was 19 in both these videos, so I do not have concussive shot yet, and that kind of sucks because concussive shot can be nice, just to have a little bit, a couple levels into it, just so that you can take out a stunning enemy you want, and knock down any lesser enemy like these cannibals and husks and stuff. That's the best part about it. But for the most part, I'm just gonna have to shoot them. That's the one thing about the soldier I do not like too much. Is that when you don't have some type of power that can stun, you really do have to try to aim, like a lot better than you normally would have to. Like when you can stun an enemy, it makes aiming like 100 times easier. When you're not stunning an enemy, you actually have to, aim at them like, precisely. Otherwise, you're gonna have issues. But all right, in this gameplay, it's the same group as I did on the GEF one. We actually got this gameplay first, though. We actually played this first, and then we did GEF. The GEF was just like a for fun thing, and I decided to upload it. But like these Reapers, like I don't know, like I said, it's a lot of fun. Like it's fun to play as a soldier, but there is some issues. Now, the best thing this guy can do, especially for silver, try to keep this in mind, is that if you do use this incendiary ammo, in the last video I kept talking about the tech bursting with the frags and with the weapons and stuff. But what this guy can do, which is a lot of fun, is to use incendiary ammo, and once they're on fire, if you can chuck a frag on them, they will explode into fire. They will actually have it will get you fire explosions if you can chuck your frag. If just for anyone out there who do not know how fire explosions work, it's the same as cryo explosions. So just try to keep that in mind. The way it works is that once an enemy is on fire, that means he's burning, where he's like, oh no, I'm on fire, like that whole crap that they do. Once they're like that, if you can kill them with a power, if the next power you hit them with, if it can kill them, meaning that if they're low enough in health, or if you can hit them with something very powerful like a grenade, it will explode them into fire. And fire explosions are actually, I believe, statistically are the strongest explosions in the game. The only downside is they actually have, it seems like the least rate. There's a fire explosion right there. Even though the kill pops up a frag grenade, it is still a fire explosion. But just to give you an example of it, and right there, I wasn't able to pull it off because I wasn't able to kill him with the grenade. This is something to keep in mind. Okay, so this is gonna be wave 3. This is gonna be the start of the Banshees. This is actually on gold. I don't even think I've said that yet, but I'm sure you can already tell. Once the Banshee, like wave 3 can be actually, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it can be like a little challenging, only because they're gonna send in infinite Banshees, but one at a time. So that's the good thing, is there's only one you got to deal with at a time. But as long as you can have one person kind of running around and distracting the Banshee, or like right here, this was not even a good idea. I tried to tell them this, is that they wanted to kill this Banshee, but it really wasn't a big deal, because once you kill this Banshee, it's just gonna spawn again, so there's really no point to even kill it. You could just run from it. and just try to get the ejective done. And once the ejective done, then all you gotta do is kill one Banshee. You know, let's just think of it like that. You know, instead of having to kill like 5 Banshees in the wave, you can just kill one if you can get the ejective done before you're, you know, before you have to kill it. Now, if it's in an upload, the uploads are definitely the worst. Right here, you know, he was getting grabbed, but we were able to knock him loose. Having bionic explosions definitely will help you a lot for Reapers, just because there's such a big chance of getting grabbed by Banshees, and you know, those explosions can stun those Reapers and knock you loose, and that's very, very important. And right here, like, you know, just be careful when the Banshee gets on, you know, gets really close range to you, because yeah, you know, she will grab you like instantly. It's kind of fucked up. You know, one thing this Fast-10 is actually one of my favorite guns in the whole game. When it comes down to close range assault rifle, it is absolutely amazing. It just does so much damage. Right here, I'm going to use it in my adrenaline rush just to keep, you know, get my shield back a little bit so I can get them up. But yeah, you know, this gun really will do a lot of damage at close range. So this guy, you know, you really do want to play him close range in general, and that's how I think, just because it's going to make throwing these grenades a lot better if you can get into close range. You can also use weapons like shotguns and stuff if you want to try that. I actually probably should have used the shotgun for this, but it was kind of like whatever. I didn't really feel like, you know, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people want to see gameplay of this gun, but there was another fire explosion. But I think, you know, another thing too, I think a lot of people also think this gun isn't that good. And that's something else, is that, you know, this gun is actually really good. This Fast-10 is, like I said, probably one of the best consistent assault rifles. And right here, Snipes gonna get grabbed. That sucks for him. We weren't able to knock him loose in time, but I believe she's the last enemy, so it's not really a big deal. Alright, so now pretty much our strategy for this, if you can't tell, this is Firebase Glacier. And our strategy for this is that we're going to be doing the top strategy. Normally, it's probably is better to do the bottom strategy against Reapers. And what I mean by that is, if you hold this bottom area, pretty much where I am right now, you could force their spawn to be on the top, and then you can kind of just sit back in the bottom and force them to come to you. And as they come to you, you can bionic bomb them and, you know, do whatever you're going to do to them to kill them. And that's a good strategy. But we're going to be doing this top strategy where we're going to force their spawn on the bottom, which it can be a little bit more. Actually, it's a lot faster to do it like this. At least, like, you can definitely beat it, you know, a lot quicker. But you do take a big risk of what can happen right here. I'm gonna get a little lucky. If you ever get meleeed by Reapers, it's not a good thing. It's really not. But you know, like I said, if you use the top strategy to spawn them on the bottom, you can definitely beat this a lot quicker. That was kind of the idea of it. But the other thing is that because you force their spawn, you can, you know, get some crazy multi-kills, and like with these frags, that's going to help. And with these bionic explosions, that's also going to help. Now, the thing about it though, like I said, is that I would recommend holding, you know, if you feel like, you know, if you don't really care about the beating it fast or whatever, I do recommend holding the bottom, because it definitely will make it a lot easier on yourself. You know, but besides that, you know, like I said, it's just one of those things, like, you know, the only biggest problem with doing this top strategy, that the problem that you will really face if you try this, is that, you know, if you can't kill them fast enough on the bottom, they will spawn on the top, and they'll pretty much just come at you from all corners. And, you know, if you have a Banshee in front of you and a Banshee behind you, and you have like a ton of other enemies in between, yeah, you're gonna be that's gonna be a bad day. Like, it really is. So just try to keep that in mind. One of the biggest downsides to this map is that there's only 3 ammo boxes. So running around this map trying to get ammo is just, or getting grenades, it can be really a pain. But I don't know. I don't really think it's too much of a big deal. Like, it's just more or less, you don't want to block you don't really want to block that one bottom spawn. Now, there is a room that's over here. I'm about to make my way over there in a second. Now, here's the thing, guys. Right here, I made this conscious decision to say F it, and I do not want to fight those Banshees. This is pretty much what's going to start a really good strategy that we pulled off in this game, I thought. Like, or at least, I don't know, like, I guess it was kind of me. I didn't even say anything really, but I knew what would be a good idea is that if I just had them, you know, all 3 of my teammates are bionics in this game. Just like in the last game, they were all 3 tech characters. But because they're all bionics, you know, they're going to be able to kill, like, most of these Reaper enemies pretty easily. And the Banshees and stuff are definitely going to be their territory to just, like, you know, decimate with bionic explosions. But you know, like for me, I just know that, you know, I'm not going to be able to really help them too much. So because of that, instead of me, you know, helping them kill banshees, I'm going to go ahead and run around and try to kill all the smaller enemies. You know, the brutes, the ravagers, the marauders, things like that. Just the cannibals, just to keep these enemies off of them. Because that's the honest God truth. It's like I've said this multiple times in Reaper videos, but I'll say it non-stop, and that is, it's not going to be, it honestly is not going, and this is a pretty nice little pickup I'm going to get, but it's actually not going to be the brutes or banshees that will really kill you a lot. It's going to be the marauders and things like that. Ravagers really won't drop you a lot. It's going to be the marauder who's standing right with the ravager that's going to shoot you once after your shield's gone, and then you're, you know, screwed. So that's pretty, you know, that's the way to think of it, is that just try to keep that in mind. As long as you can run around the map, if you can maybe have one person run around the map and take out all these lesser units like the, you know, marauders, ravagers, like I said, don't mind, really honestly, if the player that, you know, is doing it, maybe a Solarian infiltrator with a shotgun, something like that, if the player is actually good enough, you know, he can run around and kill like a lot of stuff while everyone else works as a team. It's kind of just the whole idea of you got one Slayer and then the rest are just there for support, kind of. You know, like you can do things like that with a Vanguard, like have all adapts follow one Vanguard around. You know, it's pretty classic strategies. Or really what a Vanguard could do is that a Vanguard could just run around the map. Like if I was the Krogan Vanguard, I would actually be doing the same thing, but the difference is that I would be, you know, a Vanguard. I would be doing, you know, but I would be running around trying to kill Ravagers and Brutes and Marauders while I let my teammates really try to focus on the Banshees. Because like I said, it's definitely going to be an issue for me to take out a Banshee, but for them it's not going to be a big deal. And what their biggest deal is going to be is when these other smaller enemies are going to, you know, flank them or come up on them. If I'm there to pretty much like kill them all before that can happen, then you know, that's really going to help them out. So that's just something to think about. I absolutely hate swarmers. Like they can be really annoying. Ravagers in general, like I don't know, I think they're one of the dumbest enemies in this game, just because of the swarmers, because of the blood, because of the fact they can drop you so quick, things like that. It's absolutely ridiculous at times, but you know, it's very important to try to take these things out as quickly as possible. Like I said, mainly just because like honestly, like those things really will mess you up from a distance. Like they'll screw you. Alright, so right here I'm going to come up behind this brute and try to help them out. I knew, like, at this point I knew they needed help, so, you know, that's why I was making my way in here. Because in this wave 6 there's going to be infinite Ravagers and infinite brutes. So try to keep that in mind, you know, because of that. I mean, the uploads can be very deadly, like with brutes in them, and if you have Ravagers shooting you, taking your shield off and stuff, that's just not good at all. You know, like, it can really screw you. But luckily we were able to get it with really not too much of a problem. Right here I'm going to come up behind these enemies and chuck a frag at them. Now as you can tell is that these frags do a lot of damage to Reaper units. Mainly because Reapers are primarily, you know, primarily armor. Like I told you before in the last video with the build, is that I went for armor piercing. Now if you wanted to play against Geth and Cerberus a lot, I do recommend the shield overload more. It's definitely going to help you a lot more against, you know, Geth or Reapers and stuff. Not Reapers, I mean Cerberus, but the armor piercing is definitely the way to go if you're going to be playing against Reapers. It's just what it is. Right here, I'm going to chuck all those frags and like barely even get a kill with them. I don't really know what that was about. You know, but I did damage everything in the room to the point where it was just all cleanup, you know. Like that's really the way you can think of these frags, is that the frags in this game works exactly like they do in most other games, especially like in Halo. Is that it's more like a device to help you clean up the enemies. Marauders are definitely a annoying enemy in this game. In a lot of ways, they're probably like the most annoying Reaper enemy that they have, honestly. Like, of course, like the Banshees are hands down like the worst enemy. Don't ever get that mistaken. Like Banshees are hands down the worst enemy that the Reapers have. But at the same time, like Marauders are just really annoying, like, cause they just do so much damage. Like it's crazy how much damage those enemies can do to you so quickly. by just shooting you with the fast, and that's the gun they use. Is this gun I'm using, and it's crazy because like it just seems to me like they have like infinite range and stuff. Hey, don't be afraid to chuck your nades either at these guys. Like that's really what I told you they're for. Like, you know, you chuck it, take their shield off, and then yeah, clean them up. That's just the way you can think of it. Now at this point, I believe Snide came down to try to help me, but I was trying to tell him like, no, bro, I don't need no help. I'm good. Like you need to like go and help them because, you know, that's the thing. Is just that, like I said, it's more about, and right there, I think someone just got grabbed. But yeah, he got grabbed. But like I said, like it's more about like I said, it's all about just like as long as I can do this for my team, that's what I think is important, at least for myself, is that you know, by keeping this Ravager and all these Marauders off of them, you know, that's gonna help them a lot because, you know, now they can all primarily focus on the Banshee and really have an easy time killing it because I mean, if you all stay together, you do have there is a big problem with that actually. By all staying together, what's going to happen is that it's going to make all the enemies pretty much just come to that one area to try to, you know, kill you. That's kind of how their AI is designed. I'm going to get dropped right here by the blood. That was really annoying too, but I believe I'm just going to get myself up. Yeah, I got myself up because everybody was getting dropped, and it was just the last enemy, so we're just going to go ahead and kill him. Like I said, like I was saying though, is that you know, if you can divide in the map, so let's say there's either 2 on one side or one guy running around on the opposite side of the map, and then 3 other people are together. Normally against Reapers, that's something you want to do, just because, you know, you don't. I don't know, like you really want it to focus as much fire as possible onto like a Banshee or something. But like I was saying, is that if one person's on the other side of the map, it really will divide the enemies for, you know, for some, you know, like it can divide the enemies, and that really will help out your other teammates. Is that if I can have, like, let's say multiple Marauders and Brutes coming after me and not them, then, you know, all they have to deal with is the Banshees and stuff, and maybe, you know, a couple Brutes here and there, some Ravagers. You know, they're gonna have to fight other enemies as well, but the main enemy that, you know, is going to be on them that they need to worry about is going to be the Banshee. And if they can take them out, if they can take the Banshees out easily, then yeah, it's gonna really, you know, it's gonna be easy on them. So like I said, you know, if you feel good enough or if you feel confident enough to run around, I definitely do recommend that. Or if you know, if you have a friend or something who you think would be good at this, like running around. Anyway, maybe not use honestly, maybe not use a Human Soldier. Like Human Soldier, you know, it's a good character. Like I said, it's a lot of fun to play with, but. You know, there's a lot, honestly, there is a lot better characters out there than the Human Soldier. Like, he is, and right there, I was so scared I was going to get grabbed. But, like I said, he's good, but, you know, there is a lot better stuff out there. I think my next couple videos I'm going to be putting out is probably going to be some Geth Engineer videos, because, I don't know, I feel like I'm in a mood to play with the Geth. I haven't played with the Geth Engineer for real that much, and I feel like I'm in the mood to do that. So, you know, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of that. In my last video, I kind of messed up when I was talking about the whole Twitter thing. My Twitter, I said, you know, you can follow me at JumpinProductions. What I didn't realize is that my Twitter is not that. Is that because, like I said, I didn't make my Twitter. I didn't make the clan Twitter, and I didn't make my own Twitter. It was my buddy Strictly Fago did it. He's more of a Twitter kind of person than me. So, you know. But anyway, my Twitter is actually, it's Jumpin here. So it's just kind of like my I guess my catchphrase or whatever you want to call it, like, you know, but I don't know. So it's just trying to remember that. If you want to add me on Twitter, go ahead. I will, you know, if I can get some followers on there, I will post some stuff, but probably not until, you know, until the point where I can get some followers. I probably won't be posting much on there. More likely, it's just going to be updates about, you know, like videos that I'm putting out or things like that, or anything about the clan I might put up there, or you know, I don't know. Just if you guys have questions or something that you want to ask me, yeah, you know, just put on my Twitter, and I can definitely try to answer those questions for you. Like that's exactly what I will do. All right. So as you can tell, like I told you, like this strategy has been working out pretty well. We haven't had much of any problems. I believe this is Wave 8. Now, you know, Wave 8 is not, and we just got done with it. But Wave 8 is honestly not that hard. Wave 9 is definitely the hardest wave, and I believe this upcoming wave is where we're going to have the most problems. Mainly because it's just like, I don't know what the hell was happening, but I think this is the way where if you wanted to start rocketing, you can. When you have 4 people, you should have plenty of rockets to make it through. If no one's used a rocket up to this point, this is definitely a point where you can use some rockets and be okay. And I believe I was telling them like, hey guys, if you want to use your rockets, just go for it. And I believe they started using their rockets, and it just was kind of a shame because like every time I turn a corner, there's a Banshee. Look at this, boom, a Banshee. And I'm like, alright, F that, I'm gonna rocket this, and then boom! Oh my god, epic fail, man. Epic freaking fail. And if that ever happens to you, you are so dead. I don't care who you are. If you get hit with a warp, and then you get hit with a brute's attack, like, yeah, you're screwed. You're gonna die. It's just what it is, right? At this point, I'm just trying to run for my, dear life to get away from this. There's swarmers everywhere. There's Ravager. Like, this is crazy. And then I instantly get dropped again. The only thing I can imagine is I got hit with another warp. I don't really know. I have no idea what happened there, but I instantly got dropped again. And at this point, like, I'm just going to try to run away again. And, like I said, let me check this out. And then, boom, I come around the corner, and I get hit with another warp. Like, it's one of those things, like, you got to be kidding me here. Like, what's going on? Like, there's absolutely no way that there's this many, Banshees on the map. I believe there's only can be 2 at a time, but I think that because my teammates are rocking them and killing them, like they're spawning in the most perfect spots to pretty much just screw me over this wave. So yeah, alright, so right here I'm just gonna, like, I pretty much, that's a good little flank if you ever want to come up behind them. Just go up the stairs, and then normally you can catch a couple off guard. Go ahead and kill this Ravager real quick. There's also a Marauder. Now, I had a feeling that Snipe was going to go down over here just because, yeah, he does. But there was actually another Marauder on him. Now, I'm going to go try to, like, kill the Marauder and pick him up. But then, yeah, boom! Like, I get meleeed, and that sucks when that happens. I can't stand it. And then he gets me again with the melee. And yeah, he's going to drop me. If you get meleeed by a Marauder, it's, like, one of the worst things that can happen to you, especially on gold. Because the second, he'll melee you, you're stunned, and he comes out his melee so much faster. And yeah, he just mows you down in like a half of a second. But I believe Snipe got himself up and then killed the, he killed that really weak Marauder and got me up. Alright, so let's see what's left on the map. I don't really think there's too much left on this map. I know there's the last enemy. I believe it's just going to be probably a Banshee more than likely. I think they're already like killing it, so probably not going to be a big deal. Yeah, it was a Banshee. Like, Banshees are weird. Like, they do some glitchy stuff. I think right there, it went up to the top. I don't know why they do that. Like, they'll go up to random spots sometimes and just sit up there and just yell at you. Just scream at you. And you're like, you just gotta scratch your head on why they do that. It makes no sense. Alright, so this is gonna be wave 10. We just gotta eliminate all targets. So this is amazing. You gotta love it when you get this. Easiest objective in the game, guys. It really is, especially for wave 10. The biggest thing about Wave 10 against any faction on gold, and especially Reapers, you want to get it done as quickly as possible. If you can get it done fast, you're not going to have much problems. If you can't get it done fast, then yeah, you're going to have some problems. So just try to keep that in mind. And killing the targets is so easy. Like, look, we're already done. It took us like, what, a minute to literally kill all the targets. Now all we got to do is clean up all the enemies. So there really shouldn't be too much even left. I believe it's going to be like 1 or 2 Banshees with some Ravagers, maybe a couple Brutes. And that's going to be really it. Like, everything else is, yeah, some more Marauders maybe, but everything else shouldn't be too bad in general. I really do like this map for Reapers. It is a lot of fun. I wouldn't really recommend this map too much, though, just because it is very small and can be kind of challenging. So try to keep that in mind, guys. Like, if you're going to play any map against Reapers, I do recommend Dagger, honestly. Dagger would be probably the one map I would say is the best and easiest to play Reapers against, just because it's so big. Any big map is good because it's going to take the enemies like Banshees and stuff a long time to get to you. So as they're coming to you, you pretty much can just clean up all the smaller. Like I said, that's a very important strategy right here. I'm going to run down here. Now, this was kind of a fail because we weren't communicating properly right there. Snipe, he went ahead and rocket, and I used the rocket. And yeah, there's gonna be a ton of Ravagers and things coming out this room, so I'm just gonna spam my nades. And I mean, just look how much damage that, look how much damage I did to those guys. That's pretty crazy. Like, I love I love frag grenades, like I said, with the power amplifier and the armor piercing. You just do so much damage to armor. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, like for this extraction wave, though, I highly recommend if you're gonna do any particular strategy, try holding down this middle room together as four. And anytime a Banshees come in there, if you have rockets left, you should definitely take them out because it's gonna be 2 Banshees at a time, and then everything else is gonna be mainly Ravagers and Brutes. But the main thing is this: is that as long as you can, like, right here, I believe, yeah, I'm gonna start spamming my nades because look at this. It's ridiculous how many there are. But as long as you can stay together like this in this room, you should be okay. I just hope that you're not going to get grabbed by Banshees and stuff. Yeah, there's going to be 2 more Banshees right here. I believe I'm just going to go and rocket them again. And, like I said, so, like, it's pretty much your, your strategy that you want to use for this is that as long as you can stay together, and right there, that's an epic fail on my nade. And I went ahead and used my last little pack just to spam my last 3 nades. Thermal packs are definitely amazing. You gotta always try to remember those though when you play with anybody with grenades because they really will come in handy, especially in the later waves. Now at this point we're gonna push our way into the LZ, and then I believe I'm gonna fail again with a nade. Kinda sucks at the end. I'm failing with my nade so hard. Then I noticed that there's a Marauder in here. Definitely want to take him out as quickly as possible just because he can potentially do some damage to drop someone at the last second and we can't get full extraction. But yeah, so that's going to be pretty much it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As you can tell, we got full extraction. That was actually crazy because I believe that's the first time on that map against Reapers I've ever gotten full extraction. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, please like, please subscribe. And like always, guys, have a nice day.